Yo, what's up guys, it's Mark here with M2M Detail. In this video guys, we're going to be doing some window tint, some paint protection film. We are ceramic coating the car, but you guys aren't going to be able to see that, but you'll see the process we do behind the ceramic coat to get the car prepped and ready. So guys, let's get straight into it. You already see me washing the car. It's a 2021 WRX, and right now we're just doing the wash, clean the wheels, clean the paint, do the foam. Now we're going to be prepping it, drying it up, and we're going to start doing the window tint real quick, get this knocked out. For the window tint, we are using SunTek CIR 20% all the way around. No windshield on this car yet. As always guys, on the back window, we do have to shrink the film. So this is why we don't like doing Teslas, Model 3s. In particularly, that back window takes a long time, and that's why the cost is a lot more in that car. This one's not too bad guys, pretty straightforward. Being a new car, there's not that much debris in the windows and stuff, so real quick wipe downs and a little scrub and then squeegee, and then you'll be good to go. So guys, we're gonna be working on the back windows real quick. Those back triangle ones are not fun. It's not a triangle, but those little quarter windows, they take some time. The real tight gaskets along the glass, so you really got to try to force the film in there and try not to pick up any debris as you do that. Same thing with the front window. That front triangle window, not fun. As you guys see, I did pop off the door panels, so I have them released. So we are doing bottom loading on this window tint, and we will follow up any edges that we have to on the top if it doesn't have a straight line, or if we overlap the film a little bit, as I did on this one. To get a clearer line, I had to adjust the film and go ahead and follow that down. You see that right now. Then doing my check from the outside, make sure we ain't got no bubbles or any debris. As I saw, we have to file the top edge. Go ahead and file it. We're gonna grab the heat gun, fill up that top edge, getting out any bubbles we got from doing the file, moving the film. Work on the front windows. Because it was so cold in the shop, that's why I installed all 4 windows and then came back and squeegeed them. When it's cold, the slip solution doesn't dry fast enough, so you still have a lot of play in the window tint film. So go ahead and let it sit there for a little bit, tack up, so you're not fighting the film as you're squeegeeing it. As I figure out on the other side, when I did first, the film kept moving a lot, so I had to let it chill and dry, and I was doing 2 windows at a time. And then when I came to the other side, I was like, I could just knock out all 4 at one time. There we go, doing the back window guys, super satisfying. Love watching that. You know, just lay it on there clean. We did do a reverse roll for the back window. Makes it a lot easier and less contaminants be able to get into the film or touch anything as you're going in. Right now guys, we're already clay barred the car, so now we're just doing all-in-one compound. Cleaning up the paint. The car is about 3 days old, so the paint's in really great shape, not that much contaminants, so we just did one quick pass on it. Now we're going to go ahead and do the PPF guys. So we're doing the full hood, full front fenders, the full front bumper, fog lights. The headlights are going to be done in a couple weeks, so might make a video on that. He's getting some new headlights, so we didn't do the headlights right now. We're doing them in a few weeks. As always guys, with hood scoops, they are super hard to line up if you're using a pre-cut. So make sure you guys measure and cut accordingly. This one was about 1/8 of an inch off around the whole cut, which is acceptable, but you know, you gotta put that into perspective. Whenever you have those hood cuts or a hood scoop in the cut, it's gonna be a little bit off, or you know, too much, you're gonna have to trim back. So it's kind of hit and miss, but just measure it and then find out what your software has for you on that. We did use the SunTek box to keep the hood lifted, so we weren't tacking down or hitting the towels on the windshield. And now we just went around and wrapped all the edges. We wrap anything we can. As far as the full fender right here guys, we will be wrapping that whole top edge along the hood. Fenders weren't too bad guys, just make sure you take your time, line up your corners and stuff, stretch that film out. This does have a big recess by the quarter window on the front, so that did take a little bit of time right there just to make sure it fits right and get that lined up very nicely. Then we will be wrapping the edges under the fender into the fender well. That's also going to be a big plus right there guys. Not going to see that many lines of the PPF, so make sure you are asking for wrapped edges, or if you're installing, get the wrapped edge pre-cut. There's 2 little pieces below the WRX sign on the front fender. They're separate. We do those 2. Now we're just going to go back with the heat gun, seal all our edges, make sure everything's tacked down, looking good. As always guys, if you're installing PPF, at the end of your install, go around the whole thing, heat up all the edges, make sure everything's sealed down, make sure there's no air around your edges, or lift it up. You want to make sure that's all sits down. Next morning, go around, do the same thing again. Find any trouble areas. If you do have to trim back, because it will lift up if you don't handle that right away. So you don't want your customer or you 2 weeks later be like, oh dang, it's all lifted up and there's a bunch of dirt in there. So make sure you fix all those trouble areas right in the beginning when you install it. As you guys see on this fender, we got some quite big fingers right there above the fender well. And no big deal, just get some hot water, guys, and we'll go over the products we use for slip solution and tack solution. We do use Palmolive, well, not Palmolive, we use baby shampoo, and we use water with that for our slip solution. We do use a 3M gel installing, so I'll put a link in the description for that. That makes it a lot easier for fenders, front bumpers, and hoods. Not so much on headlights and fog lights. We won't really use the 3M gel. We just use the baby shampoo, but the 3M gel works really good. Check out this piece about to fall. Get it, Mark? Don't let it fall. Oh, that was a close one. So guys, yeah, just make sure you find out what works for you, and the temperature will affect your slip solution. So if it's hot, it's gonna tack down quicker. If it's cold, it's gonna take longer to tack down. So play that by ear, wherever temp you're using. Right now it's about like 60 degrees in the shop, so it didn't tack down right away pretty much. But we do use hot water for tack solution. And I dropped my GoPro right there, guys. I don't know if you saw that. It went down. The back piece went flying. Still haven't found it. Now let's work on this front bumper. As you guys saw, the front bumper is a two-piece. So you have above the grille that goes down by the headlights. And then now we have the full front bumper from bottom of the headlights all the way around. Not too bad, guys. The install went pretty nicely. Just make sure you lay into those recessed areas and stretch it. So if you didn't stretch it real good from the inner to the outer, from the fog light inner to the back of the front bumper, you're going to have a lot of issues below the headlight. So make sure you're doing a really nice stretch right there, so the film will just lay down off the tension, and make sure you have everything lined up accordingly before you start tacking down. As you guys see, we are pretty much done already. There is a seam below the fog light where the two pieces met. So make sure you guys, I normally just overlap them, make them look good, and then I hand cut on top, and then the line's perfect underneath. If you guys don't have these, get some race ramps. Save your back. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. I was just doing a talk over to help you guys out instead of listening to elevator music. As always, Mark out.